All right, guys. So Stellar Blade is now out in the wild. People are playing it right now. I thought it was midnight my time that when it got released, but apparently it was midnight the East Coast. So the game is out. People are playing it on Twitch. You can go watch it for yourself. But this game has been it's been a very interesting game to talk about because honestly, there's been a lot of controversy, especially with the culture war and everything going on around it about censorship and the male gaze and all these wonderful talking points that we've had to listen to for the last few months about how awful it is that the game could possibly appeal to men, especially straight white men. I mean, God forbid the horror. But we've seen things about how, Shift Up, the studio behind Stellar Blade, has said, hey, you know what? We're not going to censor this game. We're going to put it out. It's got an M rating for a reason. We are not censoring it. It's going to stay the way it is. Which, kudos to Shift Up. I am so glad that there's a studio, and it seems to be a Korean thing, but at least there are studios out there that are willing to put their money where their mouth is and say, we are just going to make our game the way it is. Don't like it, don't play it. But they're not doing it in a way that's intentionally antagonistic towards the fans. It is, hey, we are making the game we want. Hopefully you like it. If you don't, that's okay. But we're going to make it the way we want it. That's the right approach to take. I think it's a great, smart, amazing strategy. And it's going to pay off. This game is going to make millions of dollars. It's going to be a fantastic moneymaker for Shift Up. It's going to make Sony a lot of money. I hate that Sony got the exclusivity. I don't own a PlayStation. I'm going to have to wait for this game to be on PC. It is what it is. But the controversy around the game being created by the games journalists, the media, the people who have been hating on it, has been completely idiotic to watch. And unfortunately, you know that they're going to do these things. So we already saw where basically they had to patch out on day one this whole Stellar Blades hard R moment, where most people, and I know a lot of people who watched my video on it, had no idea what the whole hard R thing was because it's just an American thing. Basically, you have that slur for black people that starts with the letter N, and if you end it with an A, it's okay, but with an R, it's called the hard R, and that's not okay. Basically, that's the sum and substance of it. Really dumb, especially given the fact that this most likely was just a funny coincidence, given the fact that these Koreans probably had no idea what this even meant, okay? That's all that happened. But of course, the games journalists, the idiots on Twitter had to come and freak out about it, point it out and say, oh, look at this. Now the gamer chuds are going to be demanding that they don't censor this and just show what bigots and racists they really are and all that crap. And you come to expect it from these people after a while. So now we are finally to the day of, the day before release. Now it's out, but when I first started noticing this stuff, it was today. People have been losing their minds over possible censorship in this game. And here's the thing. I'm going to come out and say, I 100% agree with the outrage over censorship, but it's not for the same reason. I'm not over here saying I need as much skin as possible. God, give me her completely stripped down from head to toe. No, that's not my approach. I look at it from this perspective. When the studio releases the game the way it's intended to be, or they send it to be distributed the way they intend it to be, and then they're told they need to change things, it implies that there's something wrong with their original product. In the case of outfits or character designs or whatever the current situation is, when the developers change things or patch things day one to make them look different than they had intended them to be, it's the developer admitting that they did something wrong, that they needed to, quote, fix something. So when you see things like this where people are talking about the possibility that the game has been patched to, alter some of the outfits, to alter some of the cleavage, to cover things up, it is essentially the studio, caving and bending the knee and saying, yes, we shouldn't have done it this way. We should have made it the way you wanted it. And it's unfortunate because while I don't care if it's a thin piece of fabric covering a little bit of cleavage or not, it's like, look, this game's already got plenty of skin. It's not the amount of skin that's being shown that's the questionable, nobody's questioning exactly how much skin is being shown. It's the fact that the original outfits for some reason had to be changed or had to be patched to please somebody. And of course you can see they did this when they compared the hard R moment to where they put crime instead of hard. And the funny thing about this, somebody pointed out there's actually a slang for calling somebody a crimer. I'd never heard that before. Kind of like a lot of people had never heard of hard R. But a crimer can apparently be used to denote people of a certain ethnic group who commit crimes. So again, if you want to add that together, it could also be considered racist. But you can see this is what they're talking about here, where you have this holiday rabbit outfit, where here you have the open V, right here we have some cleavage, a little bit higher cut on the waistline here, and then here you have the added material on both here and here on the sides. And so if this is true, and I haven't verified this for myself, but you can go watch some streamers and see what if you're playing the game for yourself. Comment down below. Let me know what's going on with this, because I honestly don't know yet. I'm recording this the night the game is being released. I have no idea. It is definitely concerning. And not for the reasons a lot of people think. Again, for me personally, it's not about the amount of skin or anything else. It's simply the fact that there is, for some weird reason, the need to censor it. But of course, you're never going to escape the people from like Twitch, the games journalists, the media, basically saying, oh, this is just because it's a bunch of angry gamers who can't fap to it, right? So Packer Girl here has this tweet from Twitch marketing director Ethan Hammerman saying, "Stop jerking off to video game avatars challenge impossible." And again, he's talking about this here where Grums is comparing the before and after, where it would appear that she's been nerfed, been patched, been, changed to not appeal to the male gaze as much, to try to cover up the little bits and pieces more. And Ethan Hammerman is protected, by the way. So honestly, this guy is a chicken. Anybody who works at Twitch, in my personal opinion, is just probably an insane lunatic who probably hates straight white men. At this point, Twitch is just a disgusting cesspool of these degenerate people. Ironically, I pointed out in the tweet at him, I'm like, okay, so you're going to accuse people of being a bunch of greasy, slimy, smelly, neckbeards jerking off in their basements, and you work for Twitch, which basically is nothing more than softcore, where women who are half naked funnel young men to their spicy sites. Like, give me a break, dude. A little bit of introspection would be great. But of course, this is all everybody's talking about on Twitter, is whether or not these outfits are censored and how much has been changed with the day one patch. And unfortunately, I'm not really seeing at this point now any update on whether or not this has been verified. So I'm not going to spend too much time rambling on about this. I'm going to let you guys go play the game, watch the game, tell me about it. Let me know if you're playing the game right now and if this has been changed, because I would love to know. Again, I'm going to have to just kind of like be a fly on the wall for this, because I don't own a PlayStation, or I would have pre-ordered the game and played it. As it is right now, hope you guys all have fun playing it. Let me know what it's like, and I will catch you all later. Alright, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have two channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.